Hello, hello. Also known as the Day Lady. Trying to get a little slower, but not just because I'm talking to disturb. Let me turn this camera. All right. We go. School group. I'm quiet so you can hear them. Not me. I must watch that I don't get my gimbal wet. So it's like my hands are like tied up. One's got the gimbal, one's got the umbrella. And I am not coordinated. There we go. Okay. It threw me out. Something about rain and gimbals don't match. We are out here in front of the Ellicott City Railroad Museum. There's the tree.
A fun fact about that last piece, it is Deck the Hall, one singular hall.
Starting rain.
We're coming to join you in the rain. Feel bad. We're being empathetic.
Not the first time.
Oh, cool. They came in front of the tree.
Silent night. Yeah, bye. Silent night. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining us, we're the Mount Hebron Chamber Choir for Mount Hebron High School. We're a curricular ensemble. We meet once a day, every day. Every day. It's cold. And we're super excited to be here with you. Raise your hand if you're a senior. Oh, and we have some alumni visiting with us tonight as well, singing in the crowd. So it's very exciting. We have this lovely tradition of being here every year for the tree lighting ceremony. We look forward to it. We're sorry that it's raining on you, but we can pretend it's snowing. That's a great idea. Oh, that'd be great. Oh my goodness. We're going to take like a little 2-minute break, and we'll be back with some more music. So thank you so much for being here.
Right.
Okay, let's go back.
So they're going to take a little break. So we can go look at some Christmas lights across the street. The tree, the lighting of the Christmas tree is supposed to happen at 6 o'clock. So this is like starting at 5:15. This group from Mount Hebron High School, they have been performing here for years. This is tonight is also the annual Midnight Madness shopping night. All the stores are open until 11:55 this evening, all those that are participating at any rate. They're looking up Main Street for some Christmas decorations. They have a lot of the stores have their store windows all decked out, Christmas themes and such, and lit up. It's really pretty. Nothing compared to Macy's store windows, though, right? So while we're standing here, this building right in front of me, it says the Forget-Me-Not Factory. This is one of the oldest buildings on Main Street. And this whole little stretch here are some of the oldest buildings in town. And that is very remarkable, considering most of the flooding that took down the rest of the buildings. So the rest of the buildings are gone, and these had remained. This building has an interesting history. It is the tallest building here in Ellicott City. And during the Civil War, it was used as Union headquarters for the troops. Actually, they had their own guard here in Ellicott City. It was the Patuxent Guard, and their headquarters was in this building. On the top floor, the fifth floor, where the Christmas ornaments are, um, that's where they would keep the prisoners, the Confederate prisoners that had been captured. They would keep them on the fifth floor. And unfortunately, it wasn't great conditions. And the one particular winter of 1864, they had fever come through Ellicott City and many other places and wiped out a good bit of the prisoners that were kept upstairs. Therefore, this is one of the most haunted buildings in Ellicott City. And it's built into a rock mountain, the rock mountain behind it. In fact, the rear wall of the building is the rock mountain. Very interesting place, right? And then across the street here, where we were just standing, this is kind of like Ellicott City's little square, right? It's got the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Station here, and that is a very cool building because it was the first railroad station in the U.S. The first, the longest in operation, the oldest still standing, and it's got tons and tons of history and stories and spirits and just all kinds of really cool things. And it's been restored so that, it tells its own story. I think they have it restored to like a 1840 something station master's office and such. Very cool. Okay, they're singing again, so let's go back over here. This is great. The street's closed. I don't have to worry about getting myself killed when I'm too busy talking to look where I'm going. Hey, Sarah. Glad to see you. Naomi. Hey, girl. How's life? Yeah, this is really nice. It's just a little wet. But, it was raining harder. So it did slack up a little bit. So this is the tree that they're going to light. Hopefully soon. This little town has had its share of woes. I'll tell you, it was founded in like 1772 by three brothers from Pennsylvania, the Ellicott brothers. In case you hadn't guessed, Ellicott City is the name of the city now. It was originally called Ellicott Mills, and that's because it was a mill town. That's why the Ellicott brothers settled here. They wanted to, run mills. And this was the perfect place because right on the other side of the railroad bridge, I don't know if you can see it in the background behind the tree and the tent, but right on the other side of that is the Patapsco River. And it's a mighty river. And it was mighty enough to be able to generate the power that the Ellicott brothers would need to run mills. So it all worked perfectly. The mills were successful. A successful town grew, and people prospered. And along the way, though, it went through some spells there's a long history to Ellicott City, and you know, as
Hello, everyone, and
oops,
welcome.
go ahead.
Can you guys all
I
hear me?
will be quiet.
Yes, nice. It is so wonderful to see all these faces. I'm such a horrible human. Thank you, everybody, for braving the weather and for being out here tonight. Um, and thank you, especially to the Mount Heaven Forest. You guys were awesome. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to start off the festivities tonight. My name is Julia Sanger, and I'm president of the Ellicott City Partnership. And on behalf of the partnership, the businesses here, the residents, everybody within the historic district, we welcome you to the 45th annual Midnight Madness. I'm honored to be speaking to all of you and grateful for the holiday love and support. And you'll have to forgive me because my speech got wet. So this time of year is such an important one for our little town. Not only does it represent some of the busiest days of our year, but it also provides us the opportunity to open our doors to all of you and share what makes this town truly special. Whether you're here to sip on a margarita, buy the newest trendy sweater, get your hair done, stumble across a one-of-a-kind antique, or just wander the streets and soak in everything that this town has to offer, we're here for you, and we welcome you with open arms. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who helped to make this night possible, including all of our elected officials who are here tonight, starting with County Executive Dr. Calvin Ball. We have Delegate Feldmark, Senator Lamb, and Delegate Ziegler here with us tonight. I want to say a special thank you to the Howard County government, Rec and Parks, the team here at the B&O Station Museum for lending us this beautiful space to be able to have archery on, Howard County Garden Club, Howard County Facilities, Girl Scout Troops 203 and 108, all of whom helped make this town look as beautiful as it does tonight. Ooh. Sorry, water fountain. A special thank you to Ed, Lily, and Vicki Geller. I don't know if they are here, but their team of volunteers are.
Oh my goodness, Naomi. Oh my goodness. I was married on that courthouse
And I
lawn
would be absolutely remiss in not
by
acknowledging
the
sponsors
chief judge
for illuminating our
at
beautiful
Ellicott
town.
City at the time, who was my boss. I was married there on October 7th, 1977.
Thank you so much, Julia, and the partnership, and everyone who helped make today possible. Ellicott City is known throughout the rest of the state, the nation, and the world for your resilience, for your coming together as a community, and for representing hope. Now, I know it's a little rainy, so I'm going to keep my remarks relatively brief, but I want to thank you for, again today, exemplifying that, making sure that all of our business owners and everyone throughout knows that Ellicott City is still open for business. Ellicott City is still a place where we can come and celebrate the holidays together. Ellicott City is a place where we are the heartbeat of our entire state. So thank you so much for being here. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and ensure that you continue to exemplify the hope, the love, the connection, the community that is needed in this world now more than ever. God bless you and thank you.
A tree's gonna look nice when they light it. Got a big old star on top.
Senator Lamb,
Oops.
like to speak, or Delegate Feldmark. Either one of you. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Hello.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Delegate Jessica Feldmark. It is my honor and privilege to chair the House delegation.
I used to work for the government.
Assembly, and I'm here with
So many thank yous need to be said.
I do want to once again recognize our other General Assembly colleagues who are here, Delegate Natalie Ziegler, and also we have State Senator Sarah Elfrith joining us from Anne Arundel County. And, you know, Ellicott City is a treasure,
They all
of
look
course,
so
not just
young.
for
Oh my
Howard
gosh.
County, but for all of Maryland and beyond. And, you know, it's a little dreary, As we discovered during
I love
during
it
the
too,
singing,
Sarah.
it helps if you just
I used to
pretend the
work
rain is
here
snow.
for a couple of years,
Just pretend it's snow.
once upon a
And,
time.
just really want to thank you all for being here and to thank the Ellicott City Partnership for everything they do to really support and celebrate this unique gem we have here in Main Street, Ellicott City. And with that, I'm going to hand it off to Senator Lamb to share a citation from our delegation.
All right. Thank you, Delegate Feldmark. It's a pleasure to be here and welcome. We have a citation we'd like to present on behalf of the Howard County delegation. We have hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to the Ellicott City Partnership in recognition of your 45th annual Midnight Madness celebration and your continuous efforts to build connections within the Howard County community and beyond. Presented on this first day of December 2023 by myself, Senator Clarence Lamb,
December already.
and
Good
Delegate
golly.
Ziegler, as well as the entire Howard County delegation. Have a wonderful, happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Enjoy the festivities here. Enjoy Ellicott City. So thank you for being here tonight.
Mhm. Looks like the museum is open. I think I might have a video that I did of that museum maybe last year. It's probably on Facebook or YouTube. I tried to do it live, but wouldn't work.
To welcome Tanya Terrell, who's the Director of Corporate Community Impact for BGE. And like I said earlier, it's sponsorship and community support from organizations like BGE that help make nights like tonight possible. So, Tanya.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. And it is really our distinct honor to be a sponsor for Midnight Madness.
Yeah, it does. It should be up probably till New Year's, I think, is when they pull everything down pretty much. Right after New Year's or New Year's Day or whatever. But yeah, it'll be up.
The other thing we support is a sense of place where those small businesses thrive, where there are really important things like the one here at Ellicott City. Midnight Madness is personal to me. I live in Catonsville, right up Frederick
Up the
Road.
street.
And I've been coming into Ellicott City and on this Main Street for 20 years. And so when we talk about resiliency in this community and about it being the heart of this community, it really is. I've seen my 16-year-old take his first few steps on this Main Street. So we're really proud to be here to spend this special night with you. And again, we're grateful to support in any way we can to help Ellicott City continue to thrive. So thank you.
Oh, this really is a unique place. Oh, yay! Right. All right.
That's all.
This is why I'm here. Oops, sorry.
Okay, so how many of you young people want us to start at 1,000?
Oh,
100?
counting.
Okay, we're gonna do
Get rid of
10.
this over there.
All right, so
Stop.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay! Let there be lights. Okay. Okay. Yes, indeed. There's not.
Have fun, stay safe, and shop.
Yes, indeed. Shot till you drop.
What you
Oops, let's see if I can get through this way here. Look at that, nice tree. They've got a sign up on the railroad station museum that their train gardens are open. I haven't been to one of those yet, so yeah. But it's got twinkle lights too. I love the movement. I love the movement, like the lights up there on top of the tallest building in town, like the icicles dripping. I love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it. Oops. I put my umbrella down, but I've never used it before. I'm not quite sure how, so figure it out at some point, I'm sure. Oh, here we go. No, not quite. Okay, there it is. All right. Okay, let's go look at some of the stores and then um, see how well we're doing with this midnight shopping. Right? Okay, so that snowman there, he would make a good Ellicott City zombie snowman. I'm going to do another one of those. I thought that was pretty fun. The Ellicott City zombies, the legend. Oh, isn't this pretty? Oh, look what they've got. Orange slices and cinnamon and pine cones. All the old-fashioned things that had scents that they used to put on their trees to make everything smell good. Isn't this pretty? Nice little seating area. This is the smallest park in Howard County, by the way. It's right up here. Oh, look at the water running. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. It's awful dark down there. But you see the building, right? Well, the water's under it. It's right under it. The same here. The water's coming from uphill. It's running downwards behind me. Comes from in front of me, runs behind me. The water here, the rivers, are the source of power that, was needed to keep everything going. Well, these this sandstone or limestone, I guess it is, that the sandstone and limestone and such that this is all built into, apparently is a unique type. And supposedly, according to paranormal experts, the granite, the rock holds energy, and the river helps generate the energy. So, like for instance, there's a story at one of the buildings on Main Street where there was a Confederate soldier that had been captured and escaped, and he was trying to get away. And unfortunately, he chose to hide in the building where there were a lot of Union soldiers, the Patuxent Guard and all. And so they saw him, and he tried to get away, and he ran down the stairs, between buildings. He shot him in the back, and more water. He took a tumble and went down and hit the ground. Moonless, as the story goes, you can see him take his tumble and over like a recording that's been looped together. So, kind of interesting, this little town. It's my favorite. I worked in here when I was younger, young. And I just keep coming back. I can't help myself. I love the stories. I love the look of it, the history, the smell of it. The people, the merchants, oh my gosh, they're all like individuals. There's no duplicates here. Look at this. Isn't this pretty? Mosaics. Wow. So many landmarks. This town has seen so much history, from the time of its incorporation. It existed during the Revolutionary War, War of 1812. This town played important roles during the Civil War for sure. That and the close proximity to the railroad station, and the fact that they had their own guard, the Patapsco Guards. You can find them on the internet. In fact, I have a couple of books about them. Oh, there's some more lights on that building. Oh, the traffic's getting in my way. I thought there would be more lights. I think, oh, that's pretty. I think it's next week. I have to check, but I'm gonna go into Baltimore at night one evening, and for the Christmas thing, Christmas in Baltimore, they have their German Christmas village open, and they have skating rink and Santa and all of that. So I think that's next week. And look at this. Oh, look at that ice cream cone. Look at this. Oh, plastic or plaster. The music doesn't go with the merchandise. Oh, look at this all lit up further up the street. There's a couple. There's a couple of um, facts about Main Street. Looking at these buildings right here, they don't have the old look like the other buildings do. That's because they're not. These buildings mark the site of a horrific fire that took out quite a number of buildings here. There was a bakery called Leidig's. Oh my God, that was so good. And let's see, and Lou's Kitchen. We would order breakfast sandwiches. They all went up in smoke. Literally, this whole section of the block just burned to the ground. Literally. So between the fires and the floods, there's been quite a few people that lost their lives here. And that's another reason why supposedly there's so much paranormal activity, because there are so many tortured souls whose lives didn't end very good. This is a Japanese restaurant, sushi. They have a patio back there. I'm sure they're not dining tonight out there, but this used to be across the street here, the old Ellicott country store. And they all have their stories. So the old Ellicott country store. They right now it is I think it's called the Syriana Cafe, something like that. But it's a Mideastern cuisine and coffee. Very very strong coffee. And the building, it's another one of the buildings whose back wall is the rocks behind it. You can see the ginormous rocks right here next to it. But anyway, when you go there to have coffee or whatever, lunch, whatever you're going to do, you can choose any area that you want. Like the first floor is kind of like where you order the food, and it's kind of like I don't know, almost like a deli counter type atmosphere. You go up the stairs, which are very interesting too. You go up the stairs and to the second floor, and there's all these little nooks and crannies and a little dining room and a bigger one. You go up to the third floor, and it's pretty much the same. And you're welcome to, occupy whichever area you find vacant. And it too has its ghost story. There was a ghost to a guy who lived there and got into an argument with somebody or whatever and accidentally fell off that balcony into the street. Yeah, accidentally, right? Anyway, supposedly he falls on moonlit nights, kind of like our soldier friend down the street. Oh, what is this? Oh, sugar plum. Tea and pastry shop. Cool. Yes, across the street is another building with a history. It's got a ghost. His name's Dennis. He I don't know. He he lived there and then he stayed even when his lease was up. And apparently, a lot of the tenants are, have had experiences with him and such. So, anyway, this is the Howard Hotel. The plaque says historic Howard House Apartments. Way back in the late 1970s was when I worked at the courthouse up on the hill behind this building. And this building was awful. The landlord didn't, he was what you call the slum lord, and he rented to like people that some people would consider undesirable or what have you. It was a horrible place, but now it's got some shops and things, and the rooms above there are apartments that are still rented out. Most of the rooms above all of these buildings, the ones that are restored and usable, are rented. This is a great place to live, right? Actually. So there you have it. Oop, photo with Santa. Oh no. Harry Potter jewelry, earrings and necklaces, made on Main. That's up the street. Yeah, she makes jewelry. She does it right there in her shop, made on Main. She's on Main Street. Oh, that's a cool Santa and sleigh, isn't it? You know what? We should cross the street, walk on the other side, right? We've already seen this side. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, this traffic seems to be easing up some, but it was pretty heavy earlier when I first got here. Oh my goodness. I didn't think I was going to get across the street. All these buildings, boy, what a history. Boy, if the walls could talk. Here's is it the Syriana Cafe? Is that what I called it? Originally, the Walker Chandler House. It was a private residence built in 1790. Oh, there we go. Syriana Cafe and Astronomy. Pretty cool. And here's a amazing example of the granite and the things that all these buildings are built into. Look at this. This is, that is solid rock, solid granite. And also, what is interesting is you'll notice that most of the old buildings are built with block. Okay, it's the granite. There were quarries. What is this? I haven't seen this before. Let's see. Let's all respect the rock. Ellicott Mills historic weather predicting rock. If the rock is wet, rain. If the rock is white, snow. If the rock is moving, run, earthquake. Oh no, they didn't put that there. That is so funny. Look at them. That's a church up there, by the way. It's like hanging off the edge of the granite. You see the back of it. Got a lot of believers, boy. Put that building there. It would take an act of faith. No, they were supposed to, the shops were supposed to be open like from 5:30, and they actually said until 11:55. These books, I've seen this series of books in a lot of different places. They're nice little history things. Like, okay, like right there, Haunted Ellicott City. I have that book. Oh, there's one I don't have. Huh. Yeah, wow. Haunted Howard County. I have to check that out. I have to check that out. This is a really old building, too. The lodge. It was built like in the 1840s. It has a ghost story. This guy who was the son of a member of the Mason Lodge, he was really close to his dad, and he would come here with him all the time. This is a nice little area. Look at this. And look at the granite that it's built, that it's made of, right? Anyway, so he used to come help and set up for the meetings, which they had on the very top floor. And so they were going to make him a member. He was all excited, because it was something that he really wanted. The nice little market. Um, so anyway, he was on his way back to the lodge to set up for that night's meeting, and he was killed in a car crash and never made it back, right? Oh, it's pretty. Nice snowman. So he was killed and never made it back. And so everybody was, mourning, and they canceled the meeting. They couldn't have the meeting or whatever. And then all the members were like, well, we really should have the meeting. He wouldn't want us not to. So they decided to have it. And when they went a few minutes early to set up, like the guy always did, they found it already set up. And the story goes that the tenants in the building, when it gets to be about half hour before their Mason Lodge has their meeting, they hear all kinds of scraping noises and thumps and bumps and things from the floors above. And, they just chalk it up to being a helpful little Mason. So, pretty cool. One time there was a horrible flood here. Well, I shouldn't say one time. There's been several floods, but there was one in the 1800s, 1868. Oh my goodness! There were a lot of homes and along riverbeds, and lost all of them. There were new homes, and there were like 36 people were swept away during that flood. It happened because there was a really, really like heavy rainstorm, and the problem started upriver, up north, where so it started up north, and it created a wall of water, and there was another mill further up the river, made of granite walls like everything else. Well, the force of the flood killed the granite, okay? Killed the building, took it down. And so the debris ended up taking out the lower end of Ellicott City when it finally came here. It tore brand new homes that had been built right off their foundations. There's the tree, all nice and pretty. This is kind of like the, I guess you'd call it the unofficial Times Square, town square or whatever. This is where, a lot of the activities originate, include, what have you. There's a train running. I don't know if you all know the story in 2016. In 2016, there were two young ladies, 19 years old, sitting right up there. Okay, right there on that bridge with their feet dangling over, and they were like taking selfies of themselves. Actually, they were on this side of the bridge because they had the Ellicott City sign beneath them when they were posting on social media. Those steps go up to the tracks right above us and the train station. It hasn't supported passenger trains, I think, since the 1950s or 60s. And it's not a station where trains stop, but as you could see, the freight trains and commercial lines still use the track. The train just passed up above. Okay, so here, where it says Ellicott City, right? So they're posting on social media and such. And here comes the train, okay, coming down the track. It was carrying coal. Okay, it was a coal train. And this is true. The freaking train jumped the tracks right there and dumped coal on those two girls and killed them instantly, buried them in coal. No lie. This was in 2016 that happened. It was unbelievable. But that's the kind of things that happen in this town. The most unbelievable, if it's going to happen somewhere, it's probably going to be here in Ellicott City. You know? That's why when those politicians were, making their speeches and they were talking about the resiliency of the people here, I mean, they nailed it. The last two major floods, they were like 100-year flood. They were also the result of a storm. But the river, the water flooded from up above instead of coming down the Patapsco River. It came down the little tributaries from the top of the hill. And in 2016, it flooded and two people lost their lives. They were swept away. A man and a woman, and the man had jumped in to try to save the woman. Neither of them survived. And then in 2018, the same similar thing occurred with the flood originating at the top. So it's a very beautiful place here, but a very special place, a very sad place, but also a place, a testimony to, to strength and endurance, and what have you, the things that make you survive. So, anywho, well, hang on a second here. I'm glad the rain finally stopped. Woohoo! Yeah, I'll have to buy it for sure. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's okay. For once, I have both Facebook and YouTube responding to me. I've always got YouTube, but Facebook seems to have issues. So, but I got them now. So anyway, that's what I was doing. It's kind of weird, right? Because you can't see what I'm responding to, and vice versa. People on Facebook can see Facebook, and people on YouTube can see other people chatting on YouTube, but you can't see each other. Only I can do that. Okay. I am going to turn this camera around in a second as soon as I get off this bridge. Used to be a trolley that ran from here, from Baltimore through Catonsville, which is like the next big town up, and into Ellicott City and further on down. It was, let's see, I think that ran into the 1950s too, but now it's gone. All that's left is those rock supports that once held the trestle bridge. The bridge went over the water, and the trolley could go down Main Street. Okay, let me turn this. Camera coming. Da, 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 da. Okay. Here I am. Yay, there's me. Okay, well, I am going across the street. There's a building right there. It's called the Trolley Stop, and they have the biggest cheesesteak sub I have ever had in my life. It's wonderful. So I'm going to be a nice little wifey, and I'm going to go sit in there and order a couple of those subs and take them home and treat my hubby to a really great sub. I think I'm going to sit here and have a drink while I wait. This is a nice small little restaurant. It's got a bar and all kind of the locals and all. And then the rooms up there are rented out. I'm not sure what's right above on the second floor though. It looks like it might be a party room or something along that line. But anyway, okay guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Right. We'll be back here again, but I've got all kinds of Christmas things coming up. I got Christmas in Baltimore, Christmas in Annapolis, Christmas at the mall, a couple other things. So anyway, stay tuned. See you soon.